What's going on, guys? So I wanted to make this video to go over the entirety of what works on Facebook ads in 2025 when it comes to advertising, when it comes to creating the ads, targeting to your right customers, as well as probably the biggest elephant in the room here, which is Facebook Andromeda. Now, either one of two things could have happened where you're running an e-commerce store like myself and a lot of my other students, and your ads randomly became unprofitable. I had a store that was doing on average $150,000 a month, and randomly overnight, that store started losing $600 a day in ad spend. And as well as tens of my students have also had this issue, and that is all due to what's called Facebook Andromeda. So Andromeda is a new update that Facebook has just launched, within the last couple months here at the beginning of 2025 that changes the way, completely how ads are tracked. And it's been coming out in phases. There's been different pieces of the update that's been coming, consistently over the last few months. And the reason I never made this video, back when it first rolled out and when it was getting a ton of views at the beginning of 2025 is I don't like to give you guys information and I don't like to teach you guys things until I'm confident 100% in what I'm talking about. So I've spent pretty much this whole year trying a bunch of different stores, trying a bunch of different ad styles and targeting styles and figuring out what works every single time. And I ended up spending about $1.7 million on ads this year. And I feel like now I'm pretty confident in the update and I know it works. And I'm pretty confident in you guys being able to take this information and apply it to your own brands. Now, basically what Andromeda is, to break it down for you in a way that makes sense, is Andromeda is changing the way ads are shown to customers. Now, a customer for Facebook can be broken down into a few different ways, right? Because not everybody on Facebook ads is running dropshipping stores. So, this can be leads. This can be what you call POS or point of sale. And this can also be e-commerce. Now, there's a lot of different types of customers on here, whether you're looking for leads, for a lead-based business, you run a point of sale business, which would be an in-person brick and mortar company or, a restaurant that people come into, as well as e-commerce sales where you're trying to ship people a product over on the internet. So these type of customers before were all jumbled into one type of tracking with Facebook, and that was demographics and targeting. Now, the way you would target people on Facebook is by identifying your target audience. So when you're setting up ads, you would set, your age, your target country, devices, platforms. And you could suggest, show this only on Instagram, show this to people 18 through 25, target US. And you could basically find your exact customers just through manual tracking on Facebook. And it would work pretty well, but it wasn't efficient because every ad was different. Every time you target this exact type of person, it's going to be different every single time. So it stopped showing it to the right people, and that's what caused people to lose money. Now, Andromeda, there's a lot of hate around it. There's a lot of people that don't like it. I personally have come to love it because now I've seen it, in its full effect, and I've seen it working. And I think once you can harness the ability of targeting your customers the right way, you guys will see some great results with this update. Now, basically, instead of targeting people manually, doing all this stuff, what Andromeda does is your ads are getting shown to customers based on the actual ad. So what I mean by this is that the people you're trying to target in your ad need to be directly specified in your creative. And Facebook is going to use their update. They're going to use their AI and they're going to use their, research models and past history of, millions and millions of customers to figure out who your ideal customer is based on the ad. So that means the same general ads you were making before aren't going to work because Facebook doesn't know who to show them to. So to point this in the right direction for you is basically, I'm going to give you two examples of an ad that I personally would have done with the old update versus now what I would run with the new update, aka Andromeda. Now the old, basically, I would go for a review standpoint, UGC, very, very simple. And the ad would start off something like, I've been using this product, blah, blah, blah. I've been using this, hair cream that made my hair grow back 10 times faster. It uses natural oils. It's all natural ingredients, organic, UGC review. Normal. That's what I would have done. But this literally won't work anymore because it doesn't matter how much you target manually anymore. your ad isn't going to be showing to the right people because your hook, aka the first 3 seconds of your ad, isn't directing to your customer. Now, for this example here, I'm going to give you guys a really, really harsh example because I want to make sure you're doing this the right way. Okay? So basically, what I mean by this is, are you a male in your 30s that is losing hair? So, obviously I wouldn't run an ad just like this. This isn't a script I would use. But basically, if you target your ideal customer within the first 3 seconds of your ad, Facebook is going to show it to people like that. Now, that isn't the whole point of Andromeda, but from my research and what I've done with my stores, this does work extremely well. So if you say, are you a man in your 30s that's losing hair faster and faster every month and it doesn't seem to come back? Facebook is going to show it to middle-aged men that are losing hair and historically have bought, hair loss products in the past because it knows who your customer is. Because, we all know Facebook has all of our data and it knows probably more about us than we know about ourselves. So now that you understand that, the overall goal of your ad and who you're trying to target, you need to start making your ads around that. So a realistic hook and a realistic ad script intro that I would use is something like, I've been losing hair in my 20s and nothing worked until I tried. So here's a good example. Basically, we're still using that UGC style, review style, hook, but we're also targeting our customer indirectly. I've been losing hair in my 20s. So now Facebook knows to find relatable people that have also been losing hair in their 20s. You need to be able to call out your audience. And if you can have such a direct ICP or ideal customer profile, you're going to be able to find really good results doing more ads like this. Now, I want to show you guys a couple examples of this, really, really well hidden inside some of my ads that I've been running this year in 2025 that have worked really well, and you guys can get some inspiration from it. But real quick, before I go ahead and move on to actually getting these ads set up, I did want to touch on something. So if you guys have been watching my content for a little while, you know that in September, I did a huge live event where I built a store over the entire month of September, got it from $0 to $50,000 a month in less than 30 days. And I hosted a free live coaching call for you guys to go ahead and do a full case study on it, show you how it worked and show you how I did it so you could copy it for yourself. And you guys loved that. And now for the sake of Black Friday coming up in a couple weeks from now, I wanted to do a new event where I'm going to break down all of the content I've showed you guys over the last month of November and put it all together in a case study event. So with that being said, this Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be hosting a completely free live event where I'm going to show you guys exactly how to make 5 or 6 figures during Black Friday and use all the stuff I'm talking about for your own sake. Now, this is going to be probably the most, informative event you guys have ever seen. And to make it just even more better, on this event, I'm going to pick one of you guys for completely free, take you under my wing and try to get another case study for you guys and help you scale up your store 101. I'm going to cover all the costs. I'm going to find your product. I'm going to build your store. I'm going to personally pay for your ads and help make you successful. And this is going to be a huge Black Friday event. We're also going to be giving away a brand new MacBook to one of you guys that, might need a computer to run your business. And as well as I have a special offer for all of you guys that join. That's going to be the first link in the description. This is only going to happen one time ever because I can't afford to keep losing money on these events. So make sure you guys join that because this isn't something you want to miss. And this is probably going to be the best Black Friday of your entire life if you follow what I talk about in this event. Okay. So with that all being said, I'm going to show you guys a couple of my ads here that have worked in 2025, have generated over 20,000. I'm only going to show you guys ads that have made over 20,000 USD. So they're not just, short, quick winning ads. These are all ads that have worked pretty well in the past. So here are some examples that you guys can try to identify and look at yourself.
Here is my 2-month cellulite removal journey. I was feeling uncomfortable in my own body and nothing seemed to work. I tried all the workouts, expensive massage therapy, which just left me with bruises and muscle pain. Cellulite still there. Then I found out about Gloris. I practically instantly saw results with just...
The hook's really the only important part here. I can show you guys some other ones.
Everybody's raving about this peel-off lip liner, so I had to try it. All you do is put it on your lips, wait 2 minutes, and then peel it off, and it lasts for 24 hours with zero fading.
As you can see.
Girls, this is how I got rid of my cellulite.
But you see how I'm targeting everybody softly in every ad? Like this one I said, this is how I minimize my cellulite, whatever. And it ends up targeting people that have cellulite and have related to videos like this in the past. So when you guys are setting up your ads, I want you to follow this SOP here. Minimal targeting internally. So your internal targeting is going to be through Facebook, and it's going to be your actual dedicated targeting, setting ages, diversifying who you want it to show to. The only targeting I actually do in Facebook is I limit it at 55 years old, as well as I limit the country to USA only. And by doing those two things, it's going to let Andromeda take its full effect and use your actual creative for targeting. And I can promise you this is going to work so much better than single interest ABO testing, multiple ABOs, diversified demographics, all these other strategies that these other gurus online try to tell you about. Those things used to work. They used to be, effective, but now they're just not. So this has been a pretty short video, guys. I just wanted to break down how Andromeda works because I know a lot of you guys want to take advantage of Black Friday and you want to be able to make significant money this year. And this is something that's going to be able to help you out more than you could ever expect. So if you guys have any other questions relating to ads, Andromeda, or even just branded e-commerce in general, don't hesitate to put a comment in the description and I'll be sure to reach out to you, as well as this free event that's happening this weekend on Sunday. It's probably going to be something you guys want to watch because I'm going to walk through ad setup. I'm going to set up my ads live, as well as show you guys exactly how I make them from scratch. So that all being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.